All right, you guys, so welcome to the ShowingTime webinar. This is what we're going to be covering today. I'm going to show you how to access ShowingTime. There are various different access points, and I want to point those out before we really get into the meat of, the program today. And ShowingTime is an awesome tool. It really helps you streamline your processes. It helps you save time as far as communication, going back and forth. It's just a really great scheduling program. So, and again, we're going to show you how to access it. I'm going to show you that we're going to give you a little bit of a dashboard orientation. I'm going to take you into your ShowingTime dashboard, and we'll speak to that. Then we're going to jump back, and we're going to come into the PowerPoint, and I'm going to talk about the scheduling appointment modes. There are a few, and I want to talk about the nuances and differences between those. We will go into your showing cart. So if you want to schedule a tour, I want to show you how to do that. And again, some little tips and tricks. We will talk also about, from the listing agent side, the listing setup and how we pick those different appointment modes for our listing, showing instructions, attachments, and more. We'll talk about how we can be notified. I am going to just briefly mention the mobile side of ShowingTime, and again, the best way I feel to download that program as well. I will then wrap up. We'll go back into the live program. I'm going to wrap up with your agent profile, and we're going to walk through some of your defaults, which will save you time within ShowingTime. And then I'm going to point out the ShowingTime showing on your MLS dashboard. I'll go through, there's some little tags on those. I want to talk about those notifications and whatnot on those ShowingTime showing tools. Now, the first thing I want to talk about as far as ShowingTime goes is once you input a listing into the MLS, it will appear within ShowingTime within 15 minutes. Okay, so and it's a question I get, so if you don't see it right away, again, give it 15 minutes and it will appear automatically within ShowingTime. All listings are defaulted to automatically allow showing agents to request appointments. So showing agents, aka buyer's agent, just to note, your listings are defaulted to automatically allow those showings. So you can absolutely go in there and modify that as you choose. What I am going to show you next is how to access ShowingTime and just give you a little bit of a homepage orientation. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So I'm going to leave the PowerPoint for just a minute. We'll slide back and forth, and I want to show you some different access points for ShowingTime. So these, and we'll talk about these at the end, but these are some of your ShowingTime tools, ShowingTime showings, and we'll speak more to those. One way to jump right into ShowingTime is right here, and this is one way to get into your ShowingTime dashboard. However, there is another way to do so, and I want to show that to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the Prospector Plus MLS, and as soon as this pulls up, what you're going to see is I have a module on my homepage called the Single Sign-On. What that means is you don't need a second login to get into all these amazing programs here. So as you can see, again, I have access to ShowingTime right here. Before I take you into your, your profile and your your ShowingTime dashboard orientation, I want to show you a few other access points for ShowingTime. So here, if I go up and, I was teaching earlier, and let's go ahead and run a search that I ran earlier this morning. So I'm going to go to recent searches, and this is just a quick way to retrieve a search that I, again, ran about 8 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and run that here, and we'll pull up some listings. So you might see some things such as this. If I select a few properties, then look, I can go right up here, and I can schedule a showing. So that button is a way to take those 3 listings and maybe set up a buyer's tour, go into the showing cart, which I'll illustrate shortly. If I click on one of these listings, I want to show you something here. Okay. So you have access here, and you can schedule a showing. So it's right next to check it. So if you just want to schedule a showing for this individual listing, that is another access point. So again, I'm going to highlight it because it's kind of small. Right here, kind of right under your pictures of when you're in the listing detail screen, as you can see right here. Okay, so those are some of the different links and buttons and access points to ShowingTime. Now, one thing I do want to point out about ShowingTime, and when I go in and show you my dashboard, I am a system administrator, meaning I have more access to different menus than you will have because I'm set up as a super user. So keep that in mind. If you go into your ShowingTime dashboard and go, hey, I don't have the same things as Melissa, we'll just note that, again, I have super user access because of what I do for MetroList. So one last thing before I jump into it. If you don't see ShowingTime or your single sign-on here, remember these modules move. So yours could be over here, or it could even be down below. So keep that in mind. When I left click and drag, I can move these to whatever location makes sense for me on my Prospector Plus homepage here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on ShowingTime. And I just want to give you a quick little orientation before we jump in and I show you the scheduling appointment modes. So I'm going to click here on ShowingTime. And you're going to see here, this is what you would see. This would be considered your agent home. And now you will not see office home. Again, that's because I'm an administrator. Okay, some other things that you won't see is agent setup, office setup, broadcast. So just to cross a few of those things out for you guys. But what you will see is no matter where you go in this side menu, you can always click home and come right back to this home page. This is going to give you a little synopsis of your profile, any messages that you have unread, showings that you have requested, showings requested on your listings and links to those, and even down below, any feedback requests. So you'll see that there. Now here, if anyone has messaged you from within ShowingTime, you can get your messages. This will, and let me clear out some of these drawings here. You can see here, these are just some conversations that I had going back and forth and in regards to the listing. Okay, so here you're going to see these are showings. This would be your schedule, a showing or your calendar of showings here. You'd be able to see that. You wouldn't see on our listings, you'd see on my listings. You can make a new request. Any showings you've requested and your showing part, which again, I'm gonna display in just a moment. This would be where your listings pull through to. So this is listing setup. Within 15 minutes, your listing will display within ShowingTime. And you can see here, I can click on it and I can go right into my listing and make modifications. Okay, and I'll go into this in just a little bit. I'm going to go into it via PowerPoint, and then again, I can come into it at the end and a few quick live tips. You're going to see here, we're going to skip some of these as you don't have access, but I can add contacts in here. So you can see I can add buyers or sellers. Now I get questions on, do I need to? Absolutely not, you don't, but it's just a little contact management program or system here. It's a very simple one. If you'd like to add those in, you can. This is if you have requested feedback on your listing. So you can see here, you can search for feedback on your listings or listings that you have shown, and you can see I have no results because again, I am in a live system. I don't make feedback on our live listings being a software trainer, but this is where you would get that at. Okay. Now they actually have a form and design settings where you can come in and adjust the feedback. You can kind of create a new template if you want, depending upon the questions that you would like to get feedback on in regards to your property. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, and then again, the office settings you will not have. There's also some reports in here. So you can see here, you have, showings you've requested, listing activity report. So you can come in here and see some of those trends and whatnot, and absolutely come in here and play around with them. But these are right here for you to use and take advantage of. Now, also, you have help and support. Okay, so there is a lot of written help. It does go pretty deep. So you can see here, it's going to walk you through a lot of these help and assistance. There's some videos and things to that effect. And then lastly, it's just going to take you right back to your profile. Now remember, from the home key right here, you can also access your profile. So these two are identical. So I can click on here and we're going to go through the profile at the end. And again, I'm going to show you some of your defaults and things I think are important to set up within your profile. And hopefully it'll be one and done. All right, so let's go ahead and navigate back to the PowerPoint. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you your scheduling appointment. So you have a couple different modes. So let's walk through that. Okay, so you have appointment required. This is the most common scheduling mode. So you'll see that appointment required. I have, a homeowner, and we definitely need to be structured and scheduled. So this is your appointment required. Go and show. When someone requests an appointment for your listing that has a go and show mode set to it, that means as soon as they will let you know the date and time they're going to schedule and come and view the appointment. But as soon as they request it, they automatically get the showing instructions. This works really well on, maybe easy, laid back sellers, or maybe you have a property that's vacant. That is ideal. Now, view instructions only. Again, they don't even have to let you know a date and time. It just view instructions only, and you will go right to the property. A lot of agents use these on their listings that maybe are land listings or, again, vacant homes. So that's just view instructions and go right to the property. So let me actually show you what those look like. All right. So the first things first here, we're going to go through and you're going to see I'm going to schedule a showing just like I showed you in the program earlier, that little button I pointed out. So we would click on that. And then what would happen is this would pull up. You're going to see the property profile. It's going to show me the listing details. I can go in and see my showing agent profile, which is my coworker's dog with her glasses on. It's very cute if you looked at that. And what I'm going to absolutely do is I'm absolutely going to verify all of my information as the showing agent. Okay, I want to ensure that this email is correct, the phone number and where I'm text messaged is correct in here. So that way when the listing agent reaches out, they're notifying me at the right, phone number and email. Once I verified that, what I'll do is I'm going to agree to the terms of use. Now, this is a one-time click, you guys. When you do this on your first appointment that you request you're doing your appointment required, you're requesting an appointment on, you will no longer have to do it again from here on out. So just to let you know. Now, once I'm done, I can go ahead and schedule this single showing. Now, it's going to take me to an appointment calendar, and here's a little key I wanted to show you. The black is, unavailable. You can see required lead time, or there's a showing restriction, so you won't be able to go during that point in time. You can see kind of the gray is you're going to see available, but short notice. The blue is request, and the green is confirmed. So these white, columns or spaces here, this is where you will pick your date and time you would like to set up your appointment. So here, if I click on that, you're going to see here, it is going to log in that date, that time. I can pick my appointment type here if I'd like. You're going to see here if I want to add, an end time. If I want to add the buyer's name, it is absolutely optional. You do not need to plug that in. And you can add notes if you'd like as well. Once you're done, you can go ahead and request that appointment. So this is what it looks like. There's a big yield sign that pops up. The listing representative has been successfully notified and will contact you as soon as possible. And you can click, you can see there's a link at the bottom. Click here to import this appointment to your calendar. You can go back to the property listings. Okay, so those are your options. So that was your appointment required, and that's what it will look like. Isn't that easy? So next, it's go and show. Let's talk about go and show. You're going to notice the first few steps are identical to what I just showed you. So I'm going to schedule a showing here, right from within the listing detail. I am going to then go in and I'm going to verify all the information. I'm going to verify the listing details, my profile details, and then I'm going to schedule a single showing. From here, what will happen is I'm going to go again to the appointment calendar. I'm going to pick the date and time that works best for me and my buyer. I'm going to select it here, and you'll see verify your appointment details. So I'm going to go ahead and verify that. Once I do, I can request the appointment right there, lower right-hand corner. Now this is what's going to look a little different. You're going to see here the appointment is confirmed. Instead of that yield sign, it will show you this little green bubble or dot, if you will, with the white check mark in it. I can also see the access information right here, Supra iBox. If there is any alarm information, I would see that as well. So that was my go and show. So as soon as you schedule the date and time, you automatically get the showing instructions. All right, so this is the third of scheduling appointment mode. This is view instructions. So let's take a peek at that. So again, here I am as the buyer's agent going in to schedule a showing. So I'm going to go ahead, and last time we're going to do this, we'll click schedule a showing on listing summary. Again, I'm going to verify all the details. Once I have done that, I'm going to schedule a single showing. And you'll immediately here get the showing instructions. Again, one of my coworkers, beware of bad pet. I love that. Always makes me laugh every time I see it. So you can see here, there are my showing instructions. I didn't have to pick a date, a time, nothing to that effect. And then, you know, I can print or email this out, but that was my, you know, my last scheduling mode. So it's really great. You have those options to set for your listings. Okay. Now we're going to kind of flip to the other side. And what if we want to schedule a buyer tour? Let's go ahead and take a peek at the showing cart. So this is really going to help you with scheduling and planning your tour for your buyers. So I want to show you how to utilize this. Okay, so this is a little video here, and what this video is going to walk you through is exactly how this is done. So I'll go through my search results. I'm going to select the properties I would like to show my clients, and then I'm going to go ahead and schedule a tour. So you can see that we selected 3 properties. From here, this is exactly what pops up. Again, here's my profile. Yes, I have the lovely Miss Audrey Hepburn in there. She is absolutely my agent profile picture with every program I teach. Okay, so I'm going to want to come here and verify my contact information just like we did before. Okay, and then what I can go ahead and do is I can add those listings to the showing cart. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and click next. So I'm going to add a showing cart, then click next, as you can see here. And again, if you haven't agreed to the terms of use, again, it's that one time only, but you will have to check that. Now, you're going to go ahead and choose your desired date. You can add your buyer's name. You don't need to. It's totally optional, and an optional description if you'd like. Okay, so once you're done doing that, you can go ahead and click OK, and it's going to jump you right into your showing cart. So this is our showing cart. So you're going to see here, like all the details pull in, the listings pull in, there's a note section. So let's talk about some more aspects of the showing cart. So here I'm going to notice 1, 2, and 3 properties at any time. I can remove them. You can see here, haven't made any appointments. There's no appointment statuses yet. We'll get to the pick a time in just a moment. Now, something else I want to show you. Okay, so if I want to add another listing stop, I can. So you'll see here, enter listing IDs, separate multiple IDs with a comma if I'd like to. So, you know, maybe there was a listing that came up after the fact that I want to add in. I absolutely can right here. And then I just click go. You're going to see here I can add a listing stop if I'd like. And maybe I want to do that by address or city, maybe not necessarily by MLS number. So if I click here, add a listing stop, you'll see this window pop up. And I actually, for this example, I just searched Folsom and I picked the first listing on the screen. So you can see here, this is the property that was selected. And then I click close. And what happens is it gets added right to my showing cart. So there's that property. Now, if I want to add another stop, maybe we're meeting at Starbucks, maybe we're meeting at the real estate office, maybe we're meeting at my client's home, I can add that stop in here. So you're going to see here, if I click on that, it is going to have you plug in maybe the title, it could be Starbucks, you can see here address and city and state. And then I can click add stop. And again, you can see that stop added right here to my tour. So next, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to reorder these. So you're going to see here, I'm going to take that property. Oops, sorry, it took me a step ahead here. I apologize. Sometimes these things have a mind of their own. There we go. So this is going to take this one on National Drive. Let's say this is my real estate office, and I'm going to left click and I'm going to drag that to the top because I know that is my base point. That is where we're starting our showings from. Okay, so you can left click and drag any one of these and reorder them. The next little clip that I wanted to show you here is if you wanted to use the turn-by-turn directions. You have the option to do that or use a smart route. Turn-by-turn directions is going to take those properties in the exact order you have them in right now, and it is going to show them in that order with turn-by-turn directions. Of course, you could send that to your client. Something else that you could leverage is Smart Route. It is their own routing type of tool that will put these in the most logical order for showing. So you have the option to use either or. So here, let's talk next about picking a time now for each of these appointments to go and view them. So I'm going to go ahead and I can click pick a time, and it's going to bring up this little window for me here. I can pick my appointment type, and you can see here showing, second showing, third showing. I can pick a start and an end time. So here you would click on it and it would pull up a drop down, and I can pick my time. I can even add the notes for the listing agent and or instructions for your buyer. Once I'm done, I can go ahead and click save. Now you're going to see I did not do that on every single property. Well, I did, but I didn't show every single click and step because it's the same thing for each and every one of these. So now you can see that I have a time for each one of those properties, just like I did for the first one. Now what happens is I can go ahead and send the request, and the great thing is it's going to, no matter what type of appointment mode, it is going to send those requests all at once, making it very easy on me. So once I send those requests, you're going to notice that my screen shifted again. And let me go ahead and zoom in here. So this is, the go and show property. So this is confirmed. I can go right in and view instructions. This is an appointment required property. This is just a view instructions only. So I can go in and get the instructions as they update, especially on those, the appointment requested, that will change to confirmed within the showing cart. So what if I exit out of the program and I want to get back to that showing cart that I just set up? So remember, we came in and we took a peek at the ShowingTime profile earlier. I did click on showings and I did point out showing cart, and this is what it looks like. You have your calendar here, and so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go and pull up that showing cart. So you're going to see here, here's the showing cart, and I can go to this Mary Jones home tour, and I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it's great. I can come back in, verify if I, confirmation on appointments, double check information. Maybe I need to add another listing. From here, what I can do is I can either email this or print it off. So once I'm ready, you're going to see here I have those two options. And once I click on, let's say, for instance, email, I can even send that to my buyer. So if I want to send them, and it's going to just send non-confidential information only, and I can put, you can see here, showing tour for Saturday, November 14th. I can see here, follow the link to be the upcoming showing tour, and they will get those turn-by-turn directions. Once I'm done, I can go ahead and click send. And you're gonna see, hey, thumbs up, that's your showing cart. Pretty awesome, right? Quick and easy tool to use. Now we're gonna flip to the listing agent side. So we were at the showing agent, or otherwise known as the buyer's agent. So now let's go to the listing agent side of things. So we're gonna take a peek at listing detail and the showing instructions, both very important. So like I was in earlier, our ShowingTime homepage, we clicked on listing setup, and I quickly gave you a peek. So we're gonna go in here, and actually that same property I gave you a peek of earlier, this is the one I used as an example. So here's this one on 7972 Collins Isle Lane. And all I would have to do is click on it, and it's gonna open right up. Now at the very top, and I do get this asked, so allow showing agents to request appointments online. This is where you turn this to on or off. And remember, it's defaulted to yes. So if you ever have that question, I wanted to answer it right off the bat. Okay. So what we're going to talk about next is your appointment settings. We went through the different modes earlier, but this is where you designate how your listing will require appointments. So this one, you can see here, I can choose appointment required. I have the courtesy call or go and show, which I could click on and designate for this particular listing. Or I can decide this is a view instructions only listing. So I get complete control of how this is set up for my individual listings. So some other things that I can do here. You're going to see here, I have the co-listing agent added. You'll notice that they can be confirm appointments by email. You're going to see here they can be notified of and confirmed of canceled appointments, and you can choose how those different contacts can be notified right here. You'll even notice down below here that you can add a owner or occupant as well, so they can actually assist you with confirming or canceling appointments. And that is all optional. Now, the next thing, as we were to scroll down the page, imagine we're doing that because this is right below. We're going to go in here to appointment restrictions. So you're going to see here advance notice. You can do no same day appointments or lead time. You can see required is 1 hour. So you can see that's what I have set here. Maximum appointment length is 30 minutes and scheduling overlaps. If you are allowing scheduling overlaps, this is one thing that absolutely we suggest. Yes, allow scheduling overlaps, but you do not need to inform the other agents that you're coming to view that property, which I know most of you probably prefer. So that is actually what we suggest. Now, another section is access, right? How can the agent access the home? So you're going to see here, you can choose how they access. I have Super iBox here. If you need to plug in any alarm details, you would do so here on your property. And then down below, you can add any additional instructions. Okay, there's even some predefined notes that you can pull from if you'd like. Now, one of the last things that I get asked about is, well, can I add any attachments? Absolutely. So if you want to add an attachment here, you can click on that button. You can see it's right below the property photo on the left. So I can go ahead and add and remove an attachment. You'll choose a file, and I don't walk through the steps of choosing a file on your computer, but you'll see PDF, JPEG, GIF, PNG, okay? And once I do, and this just happens to be a PED, I attach the PED, and it is going to go along, and you're going to see all attachments will be auto-emailed to showing agents once an appointment is requested, which is beautiful. It is automatically emailed, okay, once they request an appointment. So I love that. And I can go ahead and click done. Now at the top, do you want to save the changes? Absolutely. So you can save changes or undo changes. You'll see that's a green and a red button at the top here. So we can go ahead and do that. Now, speaking of your listing, let's talk about how you can be notified as the listing agent. So these are some of your ways you can be notified, and we're going to walk through them. One of the first things I want to start off with, though, any of these notifications that you get, do not forward these on to your to the buyer's agent, to your sellers, to anyone, because they will allow whoever you forwarded those to authenticate into your private personal ShowingTime profile, which we don't want. Remember, the buyer's agent will get their own notifications, as will your clients if you set them up accordingly. Okay, so please don't forward them to anyone. Those are for your eyes only. So email is one of the first ways you can be notified. You're going to see here, there's a showing requested. I can absolutely go in here and I can confirm or decline that. If I need to propose a new time, you'll see that's a link right below those buttons. I can always view more details if needed as the listing agent. If I do get a text message, this is how this will arrive. This was my actual cell phone. This is what this looks like. Showing requested Sunday, and you can see the date and time, the address. Here is the buyer's agent, and then I can mark that yes as the listing agent. And then again, there's the confirmation. This is how the confirmation will come back to that showing agent, so the buyer's agent, as you can see. And frequently, you guys, I am the buying agent and the listing agent. So they have what's called showing voice. It will actually call you, and it's going to call you as a listing agent. And what it's going to say is, okay, well, you have a showing request, and here's your address. Press 1 to confirm, 2 to decline. Okay, and you hang up, and it's that simple. You can also set up push notifications. So you can see here, there's a feedback request or your showing's been confirmed. You can see how those appear right here. And you can tap on the individual notification request to see more details within the ShowingTime mobile app, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So here's the mobile app. This is what it looks like. Now, when we go into your agent profile, I'm going to show you the best way to authenticate into the app and get that downloaded. But you do have access to that app from your App Store if you have an iPhone, or Google Play Store if you have an Android. Now, these are some of the things that the app does. You can schedule showings on the go, which is very convenient. You can view upcoming appointments, so any requests that you've made. You're going to see here, stay in touch with clients. There's your buyers or sellers if you've added your contacts in here. You're going to see here, receive and send feedback on your listings or listings that you've shown. Now, the next step that I want to show you is your agent preferences. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go back into the system here, and we're going to go into your agent preferences. Now remember how I access those. I'm going to do it one more time. I just clicked right here under ShowingTime, and I can come right to my agent home, and you will not see office home. Again, remember any unread conversations you'll see right here, which is awesome. Any showings you've requested for today, tomorrow, or beyond. If they're not yet confirmed, it will give me the count, and I can directly link to those, or confirmed appointments right here. Showing requests on my listings, a little synopsis, today, tomorrow, or beyond, not confirmed yet, or confirmed. All right, some things down below here that I want to point out. Appointments requesting your feedback. Okay, so it's going to give you that number of how many appointments are requesting feedback on their listing from you. New feedback responses available for you to review. New feedback responses available to the homeowner. You can see feedback requests unanswered by the showing agent. So I get a little bit of a synopsis of all of those right from here, which is very convenient. So I'm going to go to edit my profile. Let's take a peek at that. You know, as a showing agent and a listing agent, by setting this up, again, you're going to set yourself up for success. These are going to be your defaults. These are your universal favorites, if you will. So take a few minutes and set it up. It's really going to end up helping you with this ShowingTime program. Now, I can pull through my agent photo. You can see your information. Make sure that you get a mobile phone number in here as well, so you can communicate via text message with agents via ShowingTime. If you have any other linked profiles here, maybe you belong to multiple MLSs, you can absolutely link those. Your Metro List profile will be your primary profile though. So I am going to point out a few listing agent showing preferences, and you're going to see here, I'm going to also point out some showing agent preferences, so the buyer's agent preferences. Universally, can I allow agents to request appointments? Universally, I can put no. Okay, if I do not want this being utilized, I can hit no. Again, just showing you so you are aware. Allow agents to request virtual appointments. So you can see here, this is going to be your preference on your listings as a listing agent. Now I have to decide which appointment scheduling mode do I like the most. And again, like I told you, appointment required is the most common. I love allowing scheduling overlaps, but I don't want the other buyer's agents to know. So no need to inform the showing agents. I'm going to leave that as is. Okay, number of scheduling overlaps. I can do, you can even set a limit here, and this is a newer feature. So if I want to go, okay, well, you know, I want maybe 2 or, you know, 3 at a time, or, you know, depending upon how large the property is, no overlap limit, you can absolutely set that up accordingly. Okay, buffer time in between appointments if scheduling overlaps are not allowed. Okay, so what do I want as a buffer time? Okay, I can go ahead and put that in here if I'd like. Share showing agent details with your clients. The default is do not share. So you can absolutely choose if you do share, you can, the company only, the agent's name and company, or all the details if you'd like. Now, notifications for appointments on your listing. So imagine you have a listing, and how do you want to be contacted? When appointments are requested? By email, text message. You can also do showing voice here. So I can go, yeah, you know what, I don't want an email. So it's up to you. When appointments are confirmed or canceled, how do you want to be contacted? For feedback requests. So you're going to see here, request feedback from showing agents. If you want feedback on your listing, you can actually absolutely mark that a yes. And how many times would you like it to ping that agent if they don't answer the feedback? This one's set to 2. So it's gonna go ahead and remind them twice that I am wanting their feedback. And I can even decide how many days in between those resends that it pings those agents. So if I go, okay, yeah, I want 1 day in between the resends, I can absolutely do that. So again, your preference here. So you can see why these preferences are so important to set up. And again, it's one and done. Once you get them set up, unless you have a change in your business or whatnot, you don't need to come in here and do this again. Okay, buyer's agent showing preferences. So there's your phone, email, and again, you need to designate as the buyer's agent, the showing agent, where you would like to be, get your text messages at. You can see here, how do I want to be contacted? You'll notice when appointment requests are received, when appointment requests are viewed, those are by email only. When appointments are confirmed or canceled, you do have a choice as the buyer's agent to get an email, text message, or call. Okay. When there is a price change or listing notification, you can get that via email. Again, some of these, you guys, are office or administrative functions, so I kind of skip over those. Okay. You're going to see here, receive feedback requests, and that's just going to be via email as the buyer's agent. Now here, as I scroll down, appointment scheduling, default appointment type for new appointments. Well, mine's always set to showing. Default appointment length for new appointments, okay? You know, let's say majority of my appointments go 30 minutes, and I can access the Super iBox. Now, as I scroll down, some additional preferences here. Messages, new message notification. You can absolutely get a text message. MLS and broadcast notification, we really don't send out broadcasts over ShowingTime, but you could opt for that. And then your agent communication here. So you're going to see this. Okay, so for text messages and push notifications only, do you want to receive that from 8 to 10 p.m. only or all hours? It's up to you. And you can designate that as your preference. Now, like I told you earlier, this is the best way to get in and download the ShowingTime mobile app is right from your profile. So you can see here, I'm going to read this off. ShowingTime has mobile applications available for agents to download to their smartphones and or tablets. Click the send button to your email to email yourself instructions on how to log in, along with direct links to install the mobile application. Be sure to open the email from the mobile device you wish to install on the app on. So again, you'll send that authentication link. You will access that via email on the mobile device you want to install the app on. That has been the most successful ways you guys have got that on your phone quickly, easily, no muss, no fuss, okay? Highly, highly suggest sending it that way. All right, once you're done with your profile here, we've set ourselves up for success. If I have any changes, I can go ahead and click Save Changes right here. And it will push those changes out, and it will affect not only the listing agent side of it, but the buying agent side. And again, it's just going to save me time while using this program. Okay, so the next thing I want to share with you is these ShowingTime showings. And so here is where we get into ShowingTime, and you're going to also see the ShowingTime showings. And this is when I was doing a lot of testing here. You can see this is these different notifications. These will appear within 5 minutes of, well, whether it's a feedback request or confirmed appointments or whatnot. So 5 minutes of that request being made, it will show as a badge right here on your ShowingTime showings on your MLS dashboard. Okay. All right, you guys. So that was ShowingTime. This is what we went through today, you guys. Accessing ShowingTime. We talked about your ShowingTime dashboard orientation, your different scheduling appointment modes, the showing cart. So again, how to schedule multiple, listings at once to take a buyer on a tour. We talked about listing setup, your different ways you can be notified, little quick snippet on your mobile device, your profile, which remember are your defaults. So I absolutely would love for you to go in there and take a peek at those. And again, last but not least, on your MLS dashboard, we talked about those badges showing on ShowingTime showings and how to quickly access those. Okay, so I know I have a question here. I'm going to get to it. Okay. So question on the mobile app. No, okay, so I have a question from Eric. If the mobile app is glitchy if you download it from the Apple Store. No, I have just found that agents have been more successful downloading it from the authentication link. I downloaded it from the Apple Store initially because I have 2 iPhones, and I had no problem, but I have had some agents run into issues. Hey, and you guys, when I see something that I see is consistent and there's a quicker way to do it, I just show you, because again, like I said, that's what I'm all about, is saving time, okay? That's how I teach. So to answer your question. All right, hey, thank you for that. Any other questions, you guys? All right, well, you're thinking about those questions. Here is the information for our department, the MetroList Education Department. Here's our phone number, and you can also reach out to us at training@metrolist.net. Now, again, within an hour, if you happen not to get this webinar, please reach out, and I want to make sure that you get this exact webinar.